If you're actually going to communicate, then it's important that the other party listening understands you. That is when communication is complete.
Just study the environment before you just talk. You understand? And sometimes you have to control yourself before you bring out something.
I agree with you that you've had bad experiences with them, but I do not agree with you that a fractured mind cannot be fixed.
A woman can live in conflict and all will be well. A man cannot live in conflict and all. He will be messed up at his place of work, wherever he goes.
Men are a lot more emotional than women, but are not expressive.
Thank you very much, sir.
Don't worry. You need to let them understand. As parents, don't go spanking. You're going to, these children, by the time you spank, to get to a point,
They get used to it.
they will get used to it. They will not listen to you again. Even if you tell them, even if you sit them down and tell them this thing you are doing is wrong.
And they'll just
They
say,
won't-
"Baby, just
they
spank,
won't-
you spank me,
yes.
and then we'll go."
You
Not
spank
even
me,
pay
they will-
me.
no matter, even if they are 3 years, even if they are 2 years, they understand. They can hear you. They know. Tomorrow they might want to go there. Mommy, I remember because mommy said this thing, I should not touch it. As little as they are, they know. I have them in my class.
I have this
They know.
friend.
So once they want to go there, they will just look at me. They will turn back. They will look at me. They will turn back, and they will walk away. So no matter what, don't just go spanking. Yes, I spank my children, but I let them understand, just like you said, why I'm spanking you. I've told you not to go there several times. I've warned you. Did I beat you before? He said no.
But what
So-
if that child is throwing tantrums at the spur of the moment? You know how children behave.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, what you are saying isn't going in.
Now,
How do you deal with that?
children are raised to throw tantrums. So from the onset of when they start picking things wrong, how you manage them, determine if they will throw tantrums in the nearest future. I've seen kids that are well cultured, well mannered, no tantrum, but you see those children that they are badly raised. They will now use that tantrum to emotionally blackmail you. I swear in public, I'm sorry. Man, public man no. So I just see that the parent has lost some time in putting that right value in them before that time. And when do you start putting right values in children? From age 1.
Okay, what about healthy communication between spouses? You think?
Okay.
Yes. I mean, you know,
Do you know
that's
that
an,
adults
that's
too?
another
Do
word.
you know adults who throw tantrums?
Oh, jeez. Yes, we do. When we raise our voices.
Some will even vex and go away. They'll just go. They'll just
Yeah.
bang the door.
So how do we
It's
deal with
better,
that?
like healthy communication in marriage. It's better. See, two hot people can be in the same house. Imagine you raising your voice and your wife too is hot-tempered. And you know that this woman, if I raise my voice, both of us will raise voice together, and the neighbors will hear us. Now, if you know your wife is hot-tempered already, you already know, and you know what you do as a man at that moment, because most of the times women want to express themselves like defensive, like what is it? Do you get? Maybe you've been doing that over time. Now, what you do as a man, you walk away to let peace reign. But if you stand there to exchange words with her, you might end up beating your wife out of anger because.
win that battle.
What if the wife now?
I see differently.
can't-
And that's why I said the man should walk away. No, that's why I said
I
the man,
see.
If the woman
The
build
man-
well,
the man should walk away. Like,
if the woman build well, come beat the man.
One of the things I've
I see
learned,
differently though, but
one of the things
I'll
I've
go after
learned
you.
in communication between spouses is that sometimes you pick your battles, then sometimes you lose some battles so that you win them later. It's not always, I would like to, when it comes to we have a misunderstanding or an argument or something, you don't always think it must be a win-win situation or a win-lose situation, or I'm not going to agree with you, or
Catch it.
thank you. It's not always so. Sometimes when I see that, okay, everything I'm saying, As I'm saying it, it's just passing.
It's
Just passing the
not
back of
entry.
your ears. I don't even have time to even argue. I'll just keep quiet. It's for another day. As in, I'll leave it for as in another day entirely. You will be so happy. In fact, I can even tell you sorry at that moment. The moment I will come and raise that issue, you will not. In fact, because I know that I found out that works for me. So I'll rather use it. I will not talk about it at that moment again. I've let it
And
go.
so that's what I'm saying. If two
But-
people are like that, just one person needs to,
Cool
cool off
I
and
see
chill.
it
Yes,
differently.
So that casualty does not
That's one thing. You
come
must
in.
learn to diffuse
Yes.
situations.
Hello,
You
I'm
must
here.
learn to diffuse.
I
In
see
a
it
situation
differently.
where-
Please hold on,
All
man.
right.
Okay.
I see it differently in the sense that people do not just develop hot temper. Something had gone wrong somewhere.
Combination of issues.
So the first thing is to explore and fix that problem, because you can't keep living with that person and keep going out all the time and not talking.
No.
What if the
Walking
person
away
isn't
every time.
willing? Because it takes a
So-
willing person. You know what it's
Why are
like.
you in the marriage in the first place?
Let me tell you something.
Personality.
Let me tell you a loophole. There are willing moments for everybody.
Yes.
A moment where the person would listen to you, and then you'll be able to get into their soul.
The reason we have families breaking in
Yeah.
situations
How
like
is
this
that?
is because
You can be on the bed,
because
right?
one
But-
is refusing
but do you
Yes,
know that-
actually.
do you
To
know
listen.
that you have extremely difficult people that they feel they cannot be corrected. They are a lot to themselves. They are right. Whatever they do, they are right. And so,
So-
no matter the
I believe
approach,
they have psychology.
no matter the approach you take, you can never win with
But,
them.
you know,
There are
there-
some
there
people that
would
like
still
that.
be
I've
one
met quite a
approach.
few.
And let me say it this
There's
way.
quite a
nobody
few.
that is.
I've
There's
met
nobody
Let
that
me
is
let me say it this
so
way.
difficult.
Let me say it
that
this
at the
way.
end
Let
of
me
the
say it
day-
this way.
I want to
You've not
believe that
met-
there are, because that's what
You've
has
not met
led
them.
to.
No, I'm not saying there are no.
sorry.
I'm not saying there are no difficult people.
No, what I'm talking about
met
is that-
difficult people. I've actually lived with difficult people, but then I just feel there's no way somebody would be so difficult that there won't be a time that this person would. I mean, you can always talk to them.
Let me
Yeah.
say it this way. The law. Let me say it. Let me say it.
They
The law.
don't even have sorry in their dictionary.
The
That's
law.
one of the
Sorry
things
is
I
The
want
law.
another
to tell you.
case.
Let me
No,
say it
I'm
this way.
telling you. So they don't ever take corrections. I know
Okay.
what I am saying.
Let me say
As
it
in authoritatively
this
anymore.
way to
Because
you.
I have okay.
Let me say it this way to you. I agree with you that people can be extremely difficult.
Yes.
I agree with you that you have not found a way around it or think that they can recover. I agree with you that you've had bad experiences with them.
Okay.
But I do not agree with you that a fractured mind cannot be fixed.
Okay. No.
So
Well,
hold on.
okay.
So when you now tell me that a fractured mind cannot be fixed, I can tell you that there is no situation that is impossible. We just haven't found
That's
right-
the right
Yeah.
tools.
Okay, you know-
No,
you know
and,
what- you
and
know
I'll
what-
say
you
it via experience.
Okay.
You know, for every human, there's a trauma in their life. For every human that is that way, there's a
Yes,
trauma in their life that they are firstly protecting. They don't want people to get there, and they would always fight it out.
Yes.
But the moment you seep through it, you break them down. And the question I think you should ask them is, so where do you want to go from here? How do you want to fix this?
That's if they are willing to even
they are
listen.
Most times,
That's if they are
now,
willing to listen
now
to what
this
you have to
approach,
say.
we will be crossing the threshold of spirituality.
no.
No, now we'll be crossing the threshold of spirituality because
it takes-
these things we are talking about, in
you very
all
much,
sincerity,
you get it.
we are talking about demons in operation, but that's not why we're here.
You get it, sir.
That's not why we're here. There are things that are propelling.
It's
It's in the
takes
spirit.
beyond human effort
Yeah.
for such people.
So,
That's one thing I want
so
to
we
point out.
that's where we get to your line of that we get to your line
being a
of
faith,
endeavor.
not that I'm a faith-based psychotherapist. I
That's
wear
why
a
said
shirt,
that we'll get to your line
and
of,
on that shirt you will see that prayer is a weapon, therapy is a strategy, and we use both.
Okay.
So there are clients that I've had that I've seen demons behind them, like, okay, this is not normal. And while we are speaking to them, we deal with it. Even before they even come. So this is the natural practice. When I get a brief, I start praying first.
Okay.
Even before I go meet the person.
let
so-
me tell. Okay.
So in course of them going through their session.
You have actually touched the heart of the matter, because one thing I want to say is that don't say that fixing a fractured mind, sometimes it goes beyond human effort, because they are not even willing to listen when it comes, because they feel like you are just a human being.
I'll share
So what
this.
can you offer me again?
I'll share this with you. Something happened recently to a client, and then the client, I was told that this person will not even listen, will not do anything, will not. I just asked, what's the person's name? Let us go first. Let's have this meeting in 2 days. And I just prayed a simple prayer and said that scripture that says that the heart of the kings are in the hands of God, and like because of river, I told them to exercise. I said, Lord, can you give me the heart of this person? And he did, and we prayed over it. And then I told the person, now tell that person that this person should come in for therapy. And the woman texted me and said, for the first time since I've had this my child, he says he's ready. This person has gone through rehab severally. Is ready now, to walk through the process. And the woman asked, what did you do? And of course, he's a senior woman in the faith. Like, I did what we would normally do. We pray. And then again, I spoke to the boy. And I was willing to listen, to talk. So the point here exactly is, with the right tools, you can get across to people.
Definitely.
And for the sake of this beautiful podcast, so I'll let people know that even if they seem like a very, permit me to do the word, a nutcase, have at the back of your mind that it is fixable.
Of course.
Yes.
And then at the end of the day, we can fix it. But then again, I won't rule out the fact that we have met terrible people that I feel, can they ever be fixed? And know that these terrible people didn't become terrible overnight.
Of course.
Something
They
went
have
wrong
their-
somewhere.
They have their demons.
Yeah.
That's what
Something
I say.
went wrong somewhere before they became that bad.
That has actually answered the question I'm about asking. That why do people mishear or misunderstand even when you are at your lowest, to communicate with them? You see, sometimes you just see some people, they are just like, you will be like, why are you hearing this word in another dimension?
There was one thing that
Like
did to my wife
something
one day.
happened, something happened.
Sometimes it seems as
Yeah.
though
Something happened
is
There's a brick
something
wall.
is- yes,
Yes.
like something is between you that sends different waves from what you are saying, that sends it to them. And sorry,
It's called a scramble.
the same way you
Yeah.
said something about sometimes demons are in operation.
Yes,
already.
it's actually called.
How
in
do
the
I
spiritual
how do
world,
I
a scramble.
explain that? Okay, we went somewhere and we shared something, and somebody picked 2 out of those things, and another person has not gotten. So she reached out herself that, she mistakenly took 2 of those things, and I'm like, okay, you can help me return 1 so I can give it to the other person that did not get. So the next time we're supposed to meet, I called to remind her, and the next thing she did was to hung up on me. And when we saw, she was like, why do you have to call me? We already discussed this thing last week now. You're not supposed to call me. Are you trying to tell me that I don't have brain? Why would you call me to remind? I'm like, no, I'm just calling to remind you so that you will not forget this thing. And she just pick it up. Why would you remind me? Is it like I don't have brain? Is it kini con? I'm like, And do you know that? She now later came back.
Personal issue.
What I did the other time, was it right? I'm like,
She came back to
She
you.
came back, oh.
So that is a typical.
And that's not the first
That's
time.
a typical example
That's not the
of
first time.
someone that has been.
No. We get to talk like people. I don't want to
that.
mention the
Jesus.
environment.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention the environment.
The thing is,
So she has actually done it to
Auntie,
several people, and
hello,
they're
hi.
like, that's how
I run away quickly.
Auntie
that's it.
BC.
For my sanity.
Number 1,
What's
permit
happened?
me. The environment will not be more than church, but that's by the way.
Do you know
But
what?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't mention.
I'm going somewhere.
I
Sha.
did not mention.
I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. So that's a typical example of a traumatized mind. And that
okay.
have been through series of abuse.
That
That
should
mind
be
has
far
been
to you,
abused.
Sha.
So the
I
first
hope
one
your
to
money is not
defend.
Defense.
The first give a defense. Before they know that what I
It's
think,
rather
what I
too
did is not good though.
defensive.
Some might not be an abuse.
And
Some
the
might
defense
be.
is-
It might be the hardship of the nation.
And
Some people. No, some
all of us,
people.
they go through the
No, some
Abuse,
people.
not
Some
me.
people
Make
are.
anybody
Do you know there's
don't
something
use
called-
hardship cover.
Wait,
cover
do that.
Some people are actually going through toughness.
Hold on. Do you know that there's something
Yes.
called
Some people go-
environmental abuse, like government abuse?
Some people are going through.
They're
tough
abusing
times.
us.
Yeah, do you
Yes.
know, Papi Sam, some people are going through tough times they don't know how to deal with it.
Exactly.
And
So
so what
they
do
take
they
it
do?
out
Yeah,
on
they take it out on anyone around
And they've
them.
been through so many tough times that it has accumulated.
That's another thing entirely. Taking your anger out on another person, passing aggression, trying to be so defensive of I mean, it's not.
And passing aggression is one of the things that actually make communication unhealthy.
Very
Because
difficult.
some people will
It
just.
makes it difficult.
I think spouses do that a lot to themselves. A lot
Maybe
of
something
spouses
has
do it.
happened from outside. You're coming and you met serious traffic on the way, and you're just coming home with
And the person arrives to a very disorganized sitting room and he begins to shout.
One
And
of
it
the
gets
few
to shout.
times, one of the few times I've had argument with my wife. We are talking and it seems as if she's not hearing me. I just asked her, sorry, are you still a child of God? and then I will ask her, is this still the person I married?
Is that
No,
manipulation?
no,
Are you
you are
manipulating?
manipulating. No,
You
you
are
are
manipulating.
No, no, hold on.
That's blackmail.
Hold
You're
on.
using a weak point against
No, I'm
her
not.
so that she will be conscious of her.
Listen to me.
Ah.
Two things.
Emotional
I'm calling
blackmail.
back her consciousness to what she's supposed to be doing.
Yes.
Which she can do for me.
So
me as well.
what response do you get in such instance?
Then she'll keep quiet and calm down. She'll not go and think about it.
Pastor's wife.
She'll not come back. No, not pastor's wife. Like,
No,
a child of
I'm
God.
not
She'll not come back and
Blackmail.
think about it. I say, it's not as if I'm not a child of God. But I was like, so what should we do?
But that's like
And
blackmail.
hold on, no, it's not.
It's calling
Listen now.
attention to
See.
how she has been
You know,
before.
some-
Let me get
Sometimes
something. Let me
for you
hold on.
to
Let
get
me
angry
no.
self.
Let me explain
But
something to you.
yes, now it's good
Hold
sometimes.
on. Look at my hand now. When you're angry and you're arguing at the level of argument, you can't hear anything again. You are just defensive. Blah, 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 blah. Even if what does it make sense or it doesn't make sense, that's one level you get to. When you get to this level of argument, you can't hear anything again. But if I can find something that I know will get your
diffuse the
attention,
To catch her attention at that time.
then I used it to call her back. You now sit down to me and you now come back. There was one time she sat down, she came back.
What if the response was, when you asked, are you still a child of God? And I said, so? What does that have to do with this? Now that can happen. That can happen.
surely.
For me, I am the kind of person that once I smell manipulation, I don't take it lightly.
Okay.
Because I don't take it lightly. Like I won't, not flaring up, but for me it's a cut off. That's what I usually do. I cut off. I cut people.
No, so
I
what?
cut people off now.
What I'll call
I know where it's coming from. It's just like a child. You're talking to a child. I use princess, for example, Queen of England. I use them a lot in my class, and I use it a lot for especially the female children and all that. You're jumping around. You're climbing the chair. You're doing this. Does a princess do that? And then they will look at you. Because I know there was this movie I downloaded of a princess, how they carry themselves. That's why I said no matter how little they are, they will understand where you're coming from. And then I reminded them, are you a princess at all? And she will look at you. That's not how a princess behaves. You're supposed to sit and be quiet. You're not supposed to jump on the chair.
So what would I call that?
So
Of course, that's not manipulation.
That's what I'm saying.
With
That's
the
what he
way-
did to his wife. Calling his wife back to,
because
Thank
before
God
that
for
time,
Let's just say thank God for
get
that.
her
because
attention.
before that time, no.
I mean,
Let me tell
another
you
person will
something.
do.
Now,
Another person
before
will
that
turn
time,
around.
hold on. Before that time,
like that.
we've had a
Okay,
solid.
did you hear that?
No, before that time,
Not like it.
Let me get some-
just
let me
say-
explain to you. Hold on first.
If
Hold on.
I have issues and I am trying to express myself kindly, let me just finish. But for you to now tell me, okay, anyway, no, it depends on the level of the argument.
That's
Exactly.
what
Let me
he
just-
said.
Now,
It
let me
depends
just
on
leave
the
that-
level.
Hold
The
on,
level
hold
of
on,
the
this
The
hold
Bible
on.
does
Level
not
of the
condemn
argument,
a
I
child
would
of God.
say.
that
Because-
Hold on now.
because for
Let me
instance-
explain. Let me
For
explain.
instance, if I'm calmly,
yes, now.
Should I
if I
explain
am
myself?
calmly, if I
Eh?
am calmly
the fact that
telling
I'm
you
angry does not
the
mean I'm
issues
not a
I
child
have,
of God.
and or
You
I am
listen.
even angrily telling you, I expect that you possibly listen to me, give me a
Absolutely.
feedback,
Absolutely.
apologize or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you do that, I believe that you are trying to possibly tell me that as a child of God, I don't have a right.
No, let me not explain. Hold on.
I don't
now,
know.
this is it.
But I believe that what you're saying is possibly to diffuse the situation at that moment,
But not
for you
everyone
to be
will
able
receive it
to
that way.
discuss it
But
more
then-
calmly.
Let me
later.
now explain
I
to you.
want
Hold
to
on.
believe
For
so.
his wife.
Wait now.
It
Let me
might not work for
explain.
other
It might not
You
work
see?
for another person.
Hold on.
Like
Listen. You should calm down now. Now, this is it. Number one. There's a level or there's a quality of life that you and your partner has thought about and have decided to have. There's a quality of work with God that we've talked about and we are working with. There's a level of understanding that we have had. So in any situation where I'm not seeing that quality in my partner, I'll call it out. And even if we have argued and I'm pretty much, I just pretty much state my mind, state my point, and just going to go like, sorry, are we still the same person? Are we still, because and the truth is, it makes our review all that she has said, and then we handle it in a much more matured and better way. No, there's a part where
Has she ever asked you such? I mean, during a tensed second, yeah. Has she ever asked?
Not particularly.
Like, are you not a pastor?
Not particularly. Do you know why?
Child of God?
I'm always okay. I try to control arguments when we have to argue, and I always say that, and I'll say that we really don't have to argue over things if we communicate properly and understand ourselves. So one of the reasons why we argue is because we are not hearing ourselves. I am more of a listener. Even the things you have not said, I can hear it when you're speaking, and I go, oh, this is what I think you mean. But for someone that is now learning to listen and trying to communicate as well, you need to help them grow. And I keep saying this all the time. I'll say naturally that okay, and she goes back, thinks about it, and says, okay, now let's sit down and talk. We now talk. Most of the time she's in the talking, I'm in the listening, and I'm asking questions. Is this what you mean? Is this what you want? Is this what I'm trying to say? Oh, okay, this one I'm trying to say. I did not know now. She wanted to say, okay, that's it. And under like 5-10 minutes, the whole thing ends.
Most of the times when we're having conversation with my husband, I will just be listening. Most of the times I'm listening. Also, like, are you even listening to what I'm saying? I'm like, I can hear you. I'm listening. Because I'm not saying anything at that moment. It feels maybe or are you upset with what I'm saying? I'm not upset. You're talking. Continue. Continue.
So you expect a feedback?
Yes. Do you understand? So most of the times, it's better that way.
Very important for me.
Okay.
It is very important.
It's
and
general.
I think I have that issue too.
Okay.
Where I will be talking and someone will just say, okay, so what do you have to say to it?
No, most of the time, if my husband talks, if my husband talks, most of the time,
I don't like
most of the time.
Let me tell you something.
And I say something,
maybe
maybe that is not in tune with what he's saying. Okay. You're like, what are you saying now? But I know where I'm coming from. So
do you know what? Do you know what?
Okay, let me say.
No, Papi Sam, I will say this one. Okay. I will say this one. When she said what she said, I mean, I recognize that very well. Now, there are times my wife is speaking. I'm like, okay. It's like what she's saying. She's trying to disturb my life. Like what? So this thing you are saying. That's not exactly what I'm saying. Like no.
You've given me
no. Let me tell you.
Everything you now say okay.
No. Let me tell you what was happening. There is a way a woman thinks that is completely different from the way a man thinks.
Exactly.
True.
And so, like they always say, if you see on social media, you might have bumped into videos where they say, a man is not a magician to know what is in your mind. You expect him to behave this way, say this, or act in this way. And I hope you do this. Tell him.
Okay, so when I'm telling you now, and you are saying,
no. Where I'm coming to is the content of the conversation is like something that this thing is already a solved problem now. Why are you now making it like you are stressing?
Okay, why not just use the old sentence that you just used?
Do you know what? Let me tell you.
The okay is too short.
Let me tell you what.
Let me tell you
what I'm saying. Okay. Let me tell you what I'm saying. Okay. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Because let me use my own family as an example. My wife is conversing. She wants me to speak.
Yes.
And now, and that same speaking, she's going to hold on to it and twist it.
I'm not looking for
no.
When I'm talking, I'm not looking for.
Now let me explain. Let me explain.
Okay.
There are times my wife will say stuff, And I would, as a man, I just do. This is where she's going to. I just say, are you not saying it? What else do you want me to say? What else? I know where you are going now. I know where this thing is going to. I know. So the wisest thing for me is to keep quiet at that moment.
I think most men
And just say,
that.
okay.
That's my husband.
I say, okay.
Once I start something,
Okay.
you
I don't
already
look at
know
no,
we are
no,
going
please,
to. Those
please.
who are
I don't
coming
want
from
trouble.
it, those who are
And
going to.
what I'm
Just tell me,
avoiding
madam,
is
it's
I'm
okay.
avoiding
Madam,
problems.
it's okay.
I just don't want troubles. Because you know what? There's something
So
that women do
hate
not know.
trouble,
No,
and
no,
you
no.
can
Let me,
troublemakers.
no. Olabisi, let me tell you something I've observed. The wiring of a man, what a woman can take, a man can't take it. For example, I realized little observation about women. A woman can sustain conflict, no shaking. A man cannot sustain conflict.
Not every man.
He'll be messed up.
Not every man.
Most
There are
men.
some men that I've
Let
met
me
that
tell
are
you that
malice keepers.
no. When
Like,
I talk about conflict,
malice.
where you have wait,
Conflict,
let me explain.
Okay.
For example, a man goes out.
Okay.
Anytime a man wants to come back home, he wants to come back to peace.
Okay.
Now, a woman can live in conflict and all will be well. A man cannot live in conflict and all. He'll be messed up at his place of work wherever he goes. Like for example, of course, I'm a minister. My wife and I had conflicts, and she now said something like, who said it about you are a child of God, and she said and you are a minister. I said, look, I will drop the minister, I will drop church. If that's how you want to go, we will drop the church. By the time I don't go to church anymore, who will? Now, that is not a panacea for that problem. But like, that is how much a man cannot handle conflict. Let me tell you, men are terrible with conflicts. But women have strength to withstand conflict. And the truth is, in that conflict, they are stable, they are all right, and they can go on and on for a period.
You think they are all right, really?
When I mean they are all right, they can get things going. For example, if a man were to get certain things done, house chores done, take care of children, the conflict already has messed him up. He will not know how to deal. He will not know how to arrange. He will not know how to do something. He gets to his office. He's messing up there. But a woman will still get those things done. For example, look at a woman. Sorry. When my wife, we went to pick her up from the airport, and we got to Ikeja. I saw a woman carry a child on her back, carried one on her hand, carried one on the other hand like this, held a little nylon, and was pregnant. A man can't do half of that because our wiring doesn't even give us room for that.
Okay, so to sustain what you have said now, men are a lot more emotional than women, but are not expressive.
Thank you very much, sir.
So all that you have said, I put in a sentence. So
Yeah.
women
We
are
are very
emotional.
emotional.
They are
Yeah.
expressive. They can
But-
say it out.
But we are not expressive.
But
Very
men
true.
are deeply emotional, and we feel a lot, but we might not be able to put them in words. So that's why when things happen, we want to quickly get done with them and then move on, because it should affect other things that we do. Now back to what I said earlier.
Yes, we can move on. We just have 4 minutes
Yeah.
to
So back
call
to
it a day.
what I said earlier. I think as spouses should always look out for dousing effect of tension or argument in their
Yes.
home. And that was the example I gave. I doused it. She thinks about it. Then you can sit down and have a proper communication. Because women are quite emotional. That's talking. How many I'll be laughing? Because that is to look weird for me. I don't know why I laugh. Because I just be laughing. You know, and then afterwards, you just say, I'm people now serious. You are not laughing. That can be annoying, Abby.
When all
That,
of us,
no. That can be annoying, right? When I'm not
Yes,
laughing.
now.
Okay, so I'm going somewhere. At the end of the day, we now sit down, communicate. What would have used 2 hours to argue about? In 15 minutes, we would address it. And me, personally, I'm quick to say sorry. When it's like, I first say sorry, man. In fact, I can even kneel down, sorry first. But what is the problem? After that, I didn't have to say sorry. I take my sorry back. Bye.
Sorry,
You
you
go.
can just
Can
imagine.
we talk about how usage of phones and social media can affect communication within the home?
Because
a lot.
what me and my wife will do now is when she's back home, I drop phone, we talk, we this, and then when we want to watch anything on the phone, watch it together. We use one phone. We now watch it together. We now do it.
That's
We
a
now
very
watch
good
it.
one.
But the only thing we can't do together because of our differences. I find it hard to sit down and see a movie. If I'm seeing a movie, there's something connecting me to that movie. Either there's somebody I like in the cast, or there's a story or something about the movie. But you see my wife now. This week now, she has watched like 5 movies. I've not been able to watch beginning.
Actually, I think it's easier for women to do that.
To watch movies.
I actually struggle with watching movies myself.
And then
but
I'm not a
it's easier
TV
for
person.
women to do that.
I am not a
Yes,
TV
African
person.
magic now. Just sit down.
So
there.
you can't come to my house
Z-World
now.
and
You
the
can't come to my
likes.
house now and say you want to watch TV. But she has DSTV on her phone. We are paying for it by the grace of the Lord. But I'm not a TV person. You can't catch me saying that I want to watch TV because the way I was raised, I can't be
But
sitting
do
on
you know
TV.
that in this present age, you don't see family come together to communicate.
And have a
The
meeting,
children, yes.
Sit down and talk.
Table talk.
Yes,
Dining
dining
table
the
talk.
father,
Do we even
the
have
mother.
do we
Which
even
you should
have
bring
dining
back.
tables?
Which you bring
anymore?
back now.
Now, in this 21st
Do we have
century,
dining tables anymore?
we don't have dining
The phone
table
has
anymore.
taken away
Like in
all
our
these things,
days,
internet and
the way we communicate,
in
our
fact, people
father
will
will
sit on the
take
dining
us
table and
outside.
everybody will
You
hold their
sit under
phones
the moon.
and be communicating with their phones.
Honestly, then it was.
All of you
They will
will
bring
be
you. They will bring you outside.
Yes.
You sit under the moon.
everybody starts
You
pressing.
sit under the moon, and your parents will talk to you under the moon. We call it moonlight story.
Yeah, Tales
They'll
by
tell you
Moonlight and
story,
okay, yeah,
they-
Moonlight
they-
stories,
yeah.
okay.
That's even the same. I'm talking about
in
my
our
own.
generation.
Okay,
You
all
sit
right,
on the floor. My parents, they will sit down on the chair. They will tell us
The world
things.
has
They will talk. They will
changed.
communicate.
The world has
But
changed.
now in 21st century, you see children. You see a 4-year-old. Mother,
So I know a
father,
family that they
me
do-
too.
Okay.
Everybody's with phone. No communication. No healthy family communication. You see the.
I think
the
what
children are
we,
doing
I
their
think
own
what-
thing.
I think what
The
we
father
can
is doing
what
his
people can
thing,
do
The mother is doing his
as
thing.
we bring this to a close, I
Okay,
think
so-
what can be done is that families go get games that make families bond.
They should
Like we
create
see, we
those
see on
times.
Instagram, we see my
Yes.
wife sends me those stuff. My wife, my son, and I, we started playing one game. It was just created. Dice. He has these card games
Ludo,
that
it
are
can be
numbered.
chess, can
We
be-
just do it, and he gets so excited, even though he gets offended when we win. My son gets offended when we win. All right, yes, a whole lot.
I'll let you quickly add something that I know a
Make it
family
snappy, we have to
that
be out
I
of here now.
admire that they take out at least 3 times a year. They go on family retreats. Though that retreat, they don't go with phones or anything. They're just there. It's like a weekend long. They do games, they play, they talk about things. So at that retreat, the children can tell their parents what the parents have done wrong and vice versa. And after the retreat, they come back to their house to meet their phones at home.
All right, beautiful. Okay, at this point, we have to bring this to a close. Not like we want to do that, but of course, we're compelled to. I mean, time is of the essence. But we've been having a swell time, and we've been learning about, healthy family communications and all. And we've heard from the family members. I want to believe that you've gleaned one or two, and that you will apply it. There's a whole lot we didn't talk about I would have loved to talk about. But of course, we expect you to apply all that you have heard. And I would love to say this. The Bible says that a soft answer breaketh the bones.
Hallelujah.
So if you are sensitive, when there is a conflict, you don't want to add, fuel to that fire. Man, it's been great hanging out with you guys. I mean, you guys are loaded, man. See, amazing people, lawyer, Wait, I don't even have a lawyer. We'll talk after the show. But it's
Retainership.
yeah. So, but it's so great to have you guys. Happy people.
Happy family!
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and God bless. Enjoy. Bye.
You real.